Welcome back. Then the breaking story came in the second half of yesterday's trading session when Hindustan Unilever, they have gone ahead and they've clinched a deal with GSK Consumer. Brokerages on the whole, more or less positive on the stock. The stock, though, has come off the high point of the day. But Mangalam, it's EPS accretive. I think that's something that all brokerages believe. That is something that all brokerages believe. The stock has come off the highs, perhaps also because it was at a record high, and this deal was in the reckoning for a while. The key points, Deutsche Bank, they've upgraded the stock to buy, and they believe that the deal can add 5% to FY21 EPS, and this when they're not accounting for synergies. Citi also has a similar view. They believe the EPS accretion without accounting for synergies could be anywhere around 3.5% to 4%. Now the big surprise came in on the fact that this deal was a share swap deal, and that is Phillip Capital's view. And that is where we saw the up move on the stock itself, because HUL's trailing PE would be around 72 times, and this compares with GSK's trailing PE, which would be around 42 times. So if you are using equity which is trading at a higher PE to acquire a company which is at a lower PE, it is obviously beneficial. 15.5% growth on the EPS, and you're diluting your equity just by about 8%. So they have upped their estimates, and they've taken into account some synergies as well. And on account of that, their FY21 PAT estimate or net profit estimate goes higher by 29%. All the others who are not using synergies, they expect the growth could be anywhere between 5, 6, 7, some even 9%. But if you take into account synergies, it could actually grow the stocks, the company's EPS by about 29%. They've upgraded the stock as well. They have a target price of 21.60. And finally, Jefferies, they have a slightly more realistic view. They say that while they see a potential of 6 to 9% growth in the EPS, the big positive is that it gets them distribution. The big negative is that it's unfamiliar territory for Hindustan Unilever. So they haven't been in this business. So it is execution which will be key, and the valuations at which it trades, it leaves no room for error. So they maintain their hold.
Well, Mangalam, first look at it, it appeared that the promoter holding will actually be coming down, which may not be such a good thing. But otherwise, if you look at it, at some point of time, the international company, the GSK, will have to go ahead and sell that 5%.
That's right.
HUL, if that was the problem point, they'll go ahead and they'll buy that 5%.
Absolutely.
Right? And we'll be back at that 67, 68% or thereabouts, 66 to 67%.
67%. And that is what the management said in the conference call yesterday as well, that it is up to GSK to sell whenever and we are ready to buy. So they have said it unequivocally.
Okay, all right. So some profit booking coming in from the top, but otherwise brokerage is more or less positive. The other one is Shankara Bilpro. That has taken a sharp knock in trade today as well as yesterday. The stock, remember, is down 75% from the recent highs. Mangalam, what are brokerages? What do they have to say here?
The brokerages are, as perplexed as everyone else on the street on this stock. It's down 7% today. You said it was down yesterday. I'm saying it was down for the last 10 days. It's lost about 26%. Oops. And this is after losing 60% from the top. So it is down 26% in the last 10 sessions, 75% from the record high, as you rightly pointed out. Today, we have a note coming in from Kotak. They have downgraded the stock from buy to sell. They say that reduction in retail margins from 10.5%, 11% to 6.8% is beyond expectations, because what this does is takes their EPS estimates for the next 2 years low by 38 and 41%. So that is a big no, which is why they have downgraded the stock. MK, on the other hand, they believe that, again, it's another round of sharp cuts in EPS. This is because of the margin guidance. And given the rising concerns about the business and lack of clarity itself, they've suspended coverage on the stock. So you have two brokerages. One of them have downgraded it to sell. The other one has suspended coverage on the stock. The big question now is there a scramble for the exit door? Because while the promoters hold 56% stake, institutions hold 28%. This is as of September 2018. And of those institutions, FIIs hold about 21.6% stake in the company. So brokerages incrementally getting negative. There is a fair amount of fear. And institutions holding 28% stake in the company, could there be a scramble for the exit door is the big question, and which is why we're seeing the stock consistently falling.
I remember Udayan talking about that, right? Stand near the door in case the music stops. You want to be near the door and you want to get out first, once the party's over. So not great news.
What if the door is narrow and, there are
a lot of people want to rush out. It's like that in Mumbai, you had that curfew at around 1:15 or at 1:15. A lot of people want to get in, get out, and some people want to stay in there and say, let's have a last drink. But we'll talk about that. Thanks so much, Mangalam, for that. That stock, if you pull up a last 1 year chart, it was at around 2,000 rupees. It's now down to around 570 rupees. We'll slip into a short break, come back, continue our focus on the markets. Stay with us.